Lucy Morningstar.
Aloha.
And your big band. All four of you. We have Roy Yamagata. Yamada. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's Bobbie's writing. I can't read it. And Brett Swearingen. Did I say that right?
Yep.
And Joey Reyes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Bill.
We know Joey because we played with him quite a bit. Him on bass with Bobbie D and the Stereotypes.
Notice what he has in his hand today.
I see that you have an acoustic bass.
Yes, I can play.
And he's hammering on. That was one of the early things I learned when I learned how to play the guitar, is hammering on. Oh, man. I thought I was so cool.
And Joey also plays guitar and is the songwriter in his own right. Well, we know Joey, so we can say that, but we'll learn about the rest of you this hour.
So Bobbie was at Earth Day and caught you guys playing and invited you on. And so Lucy, you have a familiar name to me because I came from California, and there was a place there called Morningstar Ranch, which is
Nice.
way before you were born, I think. And this guy Lou Gottlieb started it. It was very much of a commune. Anybody who's lived in California way back in the day will probably know the reference. But you also have some relationship to the book, Bobbie.
No, that's just the same name as the book and the movie. Marjorie Morningstar.
Marjorie Morningstar.
You must be familiar with that, right?
Vaguely, I am familiar. I've heard it referenced.
It's a book by Herman Wouk, and it was written from the mindset of the late 50s, because it's about this girl who wanted to be an actress, and her name was Morgenstern, and
Whoa.
she changed it to as you, right?
Right.
Yes.
But the moral, really, for me, the moral of the story that what this guy was trying to point out was that if you lose your virtue, you'll be sorry. It was in those days where this is a long story about this family, and that was the takeaway. I was ready to rip the book out.
Well, now you've got to read the book now.
Now I have to read the book.
Your namesake book, yeah.
The movie was what? Natalie Wood, I think, was in the movie. I could be wrong. Anyway, but you didn't ever hear of that. Anybody else in your family?
Actually, no. My family goes by the legal name. I happen to adopt Morningstar because the meaning is so powerful to me.
It is, yeah. There's also a Bruce Cockburn song titled "To Raise the Morning Star." And there are probably more than a few songs with the word "morning star."
He's thinking about a movie called Morningstar.
And there's another song called "How Do You Rate the Morning Star?" So you've got a popular name already. Good place to start. So Roy,
Yes.
you're a little older than this crew.
Way older.
A bit of gray in your hair there. Get close to the mic if you can, Roy. As close as you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So you brought your electric guitar.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So when did you start playing?
First guitar I had, I probably was like 10 years old.
Oh, 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've been playing about a year now.
A year. So did your parents buy you the guitar?
Yes.
And
And
it wasn't a
It just sat in the
Sears
case.
special, though, was it? From Sears?
No, it was a Kauai.
Oh, whoa, well, okay.
Yeah,
well,
it was a Kauai guitar. I
Yeah,
remember.
that's
2 pickups.
it's. I think it's important to start kids off with a good instrument. Make it easy for them because it can be so frustrating.
True that. True.
Unless they're, the goal is to have girlfriends. And that's often the motivator. You can kill your fingers on those steel strings. You think, oh, someday there's going to be a beautiful girl who's going to be enchanted by my playing.
Look what we got right here.
Here we are. It's magic right before your very eyes. We're on Facebook, by the way. A big aloha to everyone.
So your parents, it was their idea to play guitar? You left it in the case?
No, well, I left it in the case. My brother used to play bass before. And so I wanted to play guitar with him, and basically he told me, you know what, you kind of suck, so beat it. So it made me angrier, and I just started playing more and more.
Anger is a good motivator
Yeah,
too.
it
I
is.
mean,
It is.
yeah, girls, anger. I
Well, the
mean,
neighbors used to call the police all the time, because I was doing feedback for hours.
well, then you must be familiar with Neil Young's album called Arc. If you're not, it's like an EP. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's all feedback. That's all it is. No melodic, no lyrics or anything.
The neighbors
you know.
used to really hate me, totally.
You have to be in a special neighborhood for that
Yes,
sort
I
of.
was, and I was in the country also. and they
Oh,
still
really?
hated me.
So that was really loud.
Really loud.
So you guys, what kind of music? Mostly your songs, Lucy, or do you guys kind of all collaborate a bit?
It's all original music that started out. I wrote the songs, and then as we formed our group, we have added a blend of vibes to it, and I feel that Brett, Joey, and Roy have added their flavor that has really expanded and evolved, where my songwriting was the root, and now this is the flower of it.
All right. Well, you guys have only been playing for a short time, right?
She's a poet. I think
Yes.
she's a poet.
Yes.
I get it.
Just a short while.
Formation for us, and it's only been a few months, but I really feel like things are blooming quickly for us, and I could hear every time we practice the growing towards what is happening for us. I really feel inspired by it. So I've been writing new music ever since we've been together. We've been working on some new songs as well as the songs that I had written previously.
We need to turn the mic so the flat side is towards you. No. Yeah, there we go. And
There
as
we go.
close as possible. So we don't miss one dulcet tone.
Thank you, Bill.
Yes. You brought some recorded music, but you've got your guitars out there, and he's got his cajon, excuse me for saying so. And
That's his homie, all right.
I don't know why they call it that. And I always make fun. Every cajon player that's come through here, I always, the cajon. Anyway, but that's a fairly recent instrument, and I've seen various versions of them. Some of them, to me, sound really good, and others just sound like a big box.
Yeah, I like the sound of this one. It sounds.
That's an LP.
I got the shaker on my foot to add added dimension.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was coming from. So do you always keep a shaker in your flip-flops?
Not always, just when I'm playing music.
That'd be kind of cool, though. Shaker flops.
You see him after 12.
Shaker flops. This could be a new product. Yeah. So I assume you play drop drums?
I do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of kit you got?
I have a Slingerland.
Old one?
It sounds. No, unfortunately not. I bought it. I actually had all my equipment stolen from a rehearsal studio in
Here?
San Diego. No,
Oh, San Diego?
Yep.
Ah,
And
that's better. Get close.
yeah, the band did a fundraiser, and we had a limited budget. It was kind of the best kit I could find, for the money at the time. But I still think it sounds great. So. It works
So
well.
if you could, though, it would be DW?
Yeah.
Drummers Workshop. Oh, man. Yeah. Or just go over to Fleetwood's.
Yamaha would be nice too. Yeah.
Go over to Fleetwood's and just drool at his gold-plated, Mick's gold-plated thing over there, Mick.
Yeah. Is that real gold?
Yeah, it's plated, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Of
sure.
course.
Well, of course, yeah. Only the best for Mick Fleetwood, who, as it turns out, because I talked to him on the phone for some time, he turns out he's very accessible, which is so cool. I mean, I don't suggest people just walk right up to, hey, Mick, how you doing? I'm your biggest fan, but. We just had the greatest conversation. It was like talking with an old pal. So we're lucky to live in the company here on Maui of people like that. We've got a number of well-known musicians.
And artists and geniuses.
And geniuses, yeah. We had makers on last week, these guys who have a maker's workshop. And they make, right now they're making spinners. Have you seen these things kids are playing with?
Yeah, fidget spinners.
Right.
I don't, it's stupid to me. I don't know. Kids are, if it keeps them from staring at their cell phones.
Yeah,
No,
that's
they
better.
make other significant inventions too.
Oh, yeah, they really do. Anyway, Maui Makers, these guys are phenomenal, and they have a workshop which they let other people use, and it's just, anyway, it's amazing that
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you're a tinkerer and you don't have a workshop, go to MauiMakers.com, I think it was.
It's open to the community.
To the community, yeah. I think they charge.
3D printers.
They have 3D
that's
printers. They make their own spinners.
And
We're gonna go and
prosthetic
make
arms.
spinners.
They make prosthetic arms.
Prosthetic arms for kids with 3D printing. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Phenomenal.
So Lucy, who are some of your influences musically? Who do you listen to and have listened
My
to?
influences have been broad throughout my life. I have definitely been influenced by the fact that my family is musically inclined. My
There you
father
go.
is a musician, my sister's a musician, and my mom sings as well. So that was a huge inspiration to me in my upbringing. And the fact that we had a piano, I remember jumping up on the bench as a little kid and just banging away until I could find some notes that felt nice. And I think just vibing kinetically with sound as a youth really played a big part in my musical inspiration. Then as far as like artists go, I would say classic rock artists: Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, Cat Stevens.
Well,
A lot
no
more
wonder
old school,
Joey is hanging in with this group because he loves Jimi
lyrics
Hendrix.
from
man,
back
Joey.
then. I felt had a lot more raw, like just edge that really gave it to the audience like it is, with no filter, no processing, and in that way that allows it to reach the emotion purely for each person, something different, and that is what I aim to do in my music as well.
And Roy, you brought your amplifier. You're all plugged in,
Yeah, I think I am
ready to go.
ready for you.
What do you think? You guys got a song or two for us? I assume you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be holding on to those silly instruments.
Tell me that it's true.
So what are you going to do?
We've got a song called "Tell Me That It's True."
Oh, okay.
I thought I would just like see if it filled the conversation.
Yeah, it was just part of the conversation, but the music is part of the conversation. With Lucy Morningstar and Roy Yamada, Brett Swearingen, and Joey Reyes.
Yay.
My love is sent from above. Thank
we have a
you.
larger audience, but you can't hear them right now. Yeah. And thank you, Bobbie D, for putting a mic on Brett's foot.
Thank you.
The only thing you want near my feet.
You know, it's amazing, though, how one little sound like that can make a whole song. I'm not saying the lyrics and all weren't wonderful, but, you know, those little things that you can add to the music, those are little hooks, you know, and you can grab people. And I love
Very true.
the mixture of rock and reggae. So obviously you've been listening to a few of those reggae greats as well, Bob and Toots.
Toots and the
and-
Maytals,
Yeah,
for
Toots, yeah. I love the music, and you know, for younger people, there's so much. You know, when I grew up, I mean, we had stone tablets, and you know, but we didn't have that history that you can listen to. You know, I mean, you could find written music, and you know, but most everything was on records. And those only started, you know, 40, 50 years before I was born. So, you know, to be able to hear some of this amazing stuff and these great old blues players in their elements, I mean, if you haven't just immersed yourself in recorded music, then you're missing out on a great deal of life that goes on, and we continue to have more and more music coming out all the time. I don't even know half of the big time performers right now, like you know, I mean Beyonce and a few of those, but Beyonce is even old school now, you know.
There
And
seems to be a wave of underground music right now that has a lot of potency and is stirring up great energy amongst artists, musicians, and the community, because there is a seed being planted by it because of what's transmitted through the sound. It is a very individual expression that can also play a part in what everyone is exposed to. The influence and positivity of music is so massive that it transcends all boundaries, and it can be the richness of life if we allow ourselves to be open to it. I mean, that's why, like, listening to recorded music, no good music expires. It's for sure going to keep influencing by what was captured in the vibe.
that's right.
Yeah,
And
it's
Roy,
not
you
only the way she says things, she is deep.
that's right. She's deep. So Roy, you being the elder member of the group, who are some of your influences?
Well, I've had a few major influences, of course, like all the great guitar players, you know, Hendrix, Clapton, Satriani, Vi, all those guys, and all those old blues guys, you know, B.B. King and who have you.
Sure, yeah.
There's so many that it's overwhelming, and I just try to take a piece of everybody and use it to my best ability. Hopefully it's
yeah.
good enough for everyone.
And Joey, I know Jimi Hendrix, big influence on you.
Yes, I mean, I'm always constantly upgrading who I like. But of course, I grew up with Jimmy, and then of course I like Bob Marley, and then later on I got turned on, and I've always liked Journey and Santana.
Yeah.
Santana and the Journey. Then I got turned on to Thin Lizzy and Gary Moore and the Irish thing, and
Roy
now
Buchanan.
not as much Roy Buchanan, but I know how great he is because
Sure,
he played
yeah.
with all those guys, and he's from Ireland. But this recently, I've been listening to a lot of Motorhead.
Oh, really?
Because, you know, now that Lemmy's passed away, that
Yeah.
you know, he left a legacy too behind him. So.
What was different about Motorhead compared to a lot of the other heavy metal bands?
Well, it's that's a good question. I mean, he's just the authenticity of his playing. He's a bass player too, a singer, and supposedly he used to be one of Jimmy's roadies too. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
so-
Well, did you ever see? You're too young to have seen Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yes, I saw. I was lucky enough to see him the last time he was around in Berkeley. At the
Really?
Berkeley Community Theater, Memorial Day, 1970.
Wow. How old were you? About 7?
Joey
I
is
was
older
15
than he
then.
looks.
Yeah. How old?
I was 15 then.
15.
Yeah.
My gosh.
And so we went there and saw him. We hitchhiked there early, and they were doing a sound check. We were sitting in the park across the street, and they were blasting the sound check, and everyone was getting high listening to Jimmy play. And they did 2 shows that night. He opened Tower of Power opened up for him.
Fantastic.
And after the first show, they kicked everyone out, and I jumped up on the roof because people were up walking along the roof, and I looked through this little window that everyone was crowded around. So I looked through the window, and there was their backstage, and Jimmy was there, and he was changing clothes for his second set.
Oh.
And there were some groupies in the corner, and Mitch was walking around. And the bass player flashed me the power.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Power salute. And I jumped down, and someone had crashed a side door, and we all rushed in to see the second show.
Oh, so you didn't exactly sneak in. You kind of crashed in.
Yeah, someone slashed the side doors. We rushed in and grabbed the first seat we could for the second show.
Oh, man.
And you saw Jimmy getting dressed? You saw his butt and everything?
I didn't see his butt. He was just like changing his
Bobby.
shirt.
That's all your interest?
But
She
I mean,
wants
there were
to
other people
go
in the room
deeper.
there too. All these groupies were in the corner.
Yeah.
Chatting,
Well,
chatting it out.
that must have been about the greatest concert you ever saw.
Well, I have to say it's up there. It's way up there.
The Rolling Stone
For like
has
$3.50 to see Hendrix.
oh, crazy. No, the Rolling
Is there more
Stone
shows like that now?
Rolling Stone has a list of the 50 best concerts in the last 50 years or something, and of course Jimmy's up there, and Eric Clapton, and so many. What about you, Brett? You must have seen a few good drummers in your day.
Yeah, definitely. I was more kind of a punker in my youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw a lot of good punk drummers, hardcore drummers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Drummer from a band called Fugazi, I would say.
Fugazi,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely influenced me. Rage Against the Machine, I like their drumming style, kind of. He's got a good beat going. And Jimi Hendrix drummer, I think it's Mitch Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
an awesome kind of
Oh, yeah,
jazz
yeah.
influence. I like a lot of jazz music, instrumental music
Really,
too.
punk
Yeah.
and jazz.
I mean, now I listen to everything. I mean, that was
Interesting
just my youth.
influences in this group. So you got another tune for us? I imagine you have many other tunes. How many tunes do you have?
Thousands.
Looking for questions. Always looking for questions.
Well, we've been working on a few new songs that we've developed as a group, so I think we might as well go for one of those.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'd say in the few short weeks that we've at least come up with like 3 new songs like recently. So
Really?
this one is
It's called Tuning Up.
Does it go?
No?
yeah. Let's make sure.
What's it called?
This one,
So,
it's not too late.
That's all right.
it's not too late.
That's the name. All the songs are kind of named with like a piece of a conversation, so that
Oh, okay.
I could just at any time just be like throw.
That was another one of those. You just,
Is it not too late?
and Lucy Morningstar is playing a seagull guitar. And we're always interested in the instruments that the musicians play. And Joey, you have a 4-string bass. Martin. Oh, well. And why are they just 4 strings, though? I mean, I know some have 5, but, I mean, go for as many as you can, I would think.
Well, I don't know.
That sounds silly, but I don't play bass, so what do I know?
I think if you go more than 5, you might as well play guitar. But then again, who knows? I might find a 6th string and just fall in love with it.
Well, then I think I saw Steve Howe. I think he played. That was the 2. No, he has a 2-neck guitar,
Right.
but that's a guitar. And Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick,
Yeah.
he has a 3-neck or 4-neck guitar. I lost count at one point, and it's just a monstrous, crazy-looking thing. So I love these guys, Cheap Trick, and real showmen. And I understand, Lucy, that you do a bit of dancing on stage. So
I like to let loose.
we don't have room for that sort of thing in here, but one day we will see a live performance.
Well, thanks for inviting us to your show. It's really awesome to be Here.
So as the century turns, how many fires have we burned? As we drove across the states, we were playing hard for days. It's not too late. It's not too late. And as the seasons change, my life seems to rearrange. As we rode across the land, always going, never having planned. It's not too late. It's not too late to see what you wanna see. So as the century turns, how many fires have we burned? As we drove across the land, always going wherever God had planned. It's not too late. It's not too late to be what you wanna be. It's not too late. It's not too late to see what you wanna see.
You guys are terrific. Wow. I assume that'll be on your next CD.
Yeah.
A lot of
Make one.
yeah, a lot of groups aren't making CDs anymore. They don't see the point of it. They just release the singles, and that makes sense to me because I don't always want to buy a complete album. You know, maybe there's 3 or 4 songs I like on the album. So, and it's a terrific time, although it's not always a very lucrative time for the musicians with all the downloading and the free downloads and you know, the piracy and all of that. So a lot of musicians, they got to make it by performing and touring. So are you guys?
As they should.
What's that?
I said as they should.
As they should.
You know?
Yeah. Well, but it used to be you could do pretty well by releasing a popular album, but they just things are a lot different now, and I think the music is more disseminated through the community with the internet and everything.
That's true. Yeah, it is. It's an effort that is like the passing along of one thing to the word of mouth has always, I feel like, been the strongest way of carrying music. So our voices and our ability to carry a message is our way of reaching people, and that is why I feel like this is a great chance to get the word out and influence in whatever way we can positively by writing positive songs with lyrics that make people feel good.
We need more of that. That's for sure. Yeah. So, you guys have gigs coming up? I hope you do. If you don't, somebody ought to get you in the clubs.
Contact us.
We are planning to do a gathering at a spot in Lahaina, actually, that we are coordinating for the summer. The date is to be announced, but it is going to be several groups, and we'll be hopefully doing that at the Civic Center, I would say,
cool.
around the 4th of July is our projected date.
All right.
So, we'll keep you posted on that.
So, meanwhile, people have to just go to your website and order you for a party.
For now, yeah.
Oh, you have
In order now.
you have a website. What is your website?
Our website is lucymorningstarmusic.com.
Makes sense to me. Lucy Morningstar.
I see how you got your job.
I'm the same way. It's taking a little longer.
We edit this part out. So let's see. Lucy Morningstar. What was it? Music.
Music.
Oh,
Yes.
music. Of course. Music.com.
You got it.
Right. Lucy Morningstar. Very good. And people can find out all about your music and the Reverb Nation. Is that a disseminator of? That sounds dirty somehow. Sorry.
Probably is.
Can't help myself. Vocalist for Lucid Lion.
Yes.
What is Lucid Lion?
Have performed for the past several years, both solo and with accompaniment as Lucid Lion, which is my stage name / a philosophy of people. What I feel is just a message of manifestation.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's more to you than meets the eye, evidently. Yeah.
We're not surprised.
Yeah. So what are some of your primary philosophies in this world that you could share with us?
My philosophies of this world, well, number one to me is to be humble and to share an openness to learning, because I feel that every day is an opportunity to learn something new, and every person, may it be a child or someone that's an elder, has a lesson to teach me, and I found my greatest abilities through that humility and through taming my ego so that I could, I guess, acquire intelligence and knowledge from all of the beautiful sources that are out there in the universe. And the more that I tune into that, I feel that, that philosophy grows into other things. I mean, I also feel strongly that it's a matter of us all taking action in our way of being able to play our part in creating a better world. I mean, I feel that being kind and sharing light with others, sharing a smile even, just the simple little things, the gestures that we can do for other people make this world a better place. And little by little, others have shown me that by treating me with that respect and making a huge difference in my life. My family, my friends, and even strangers that have been really amazing to me in times when I have been lost or wasn't sure what direction to take. The guidance of kindness and humility has been, I guess, the strongest philosophy that has been instilled for me.
That's my philosophy too.
Mine too. I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
That was like our wedding vows. Bill had this elaborate speech, and I just said, ditto.
We had to renew the vows the next year, though.
So I could get it right.
So she could get it right, yeah.
So what you say the second time? Okay.
It was a sentence at least. It was long ago. I don't remember much. So if we go on your website, Lucy Morningstar Music. What do we find here? Discover. What do we discover?
You can find links to my YouTube videos, and you can find links to my social media pages, and our new Facebook page, the Lucy Morningstar Band Facebook page, has just that URL, facebook.com/Lucy Morningstar Band, and that's where you'll be able to find new music, videos, and tour dates from us.
Okay, and Reverb Nation is just kind of the umbrella to your, some of your.
Dissemination.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word we're looking for.
It's one site that I have shared I've shared my information and contacts and stuff
Right.
because I've found that a lot of other artists use that site. So when booking shows and everything, I like to connect with the artists who are on, a site like that, or if I find them on SoundCloud or
Who Plays?
Who
We
Plays.
love
is a
Who
new
Plays,
one that
yeah.
I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
sign up for.
Definitely,
And,
yeah.
that sounds great, especially because it's Maui based. Have you guys been on that?
Yeah.
She actually has dreams of becoming national, of course.
Yeah.
International.
Worldwide.
International.
Universal.
World.
Universal.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Universal
talking
sounds
about the lady who started Who
Oh,
Plays.
okay.
Universal.
We've had her on the show too.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Plays, huh?
could be a
Who Plays? Spelled HOO Plays.
Who plays?
Who Plays? Yeah. So aspirations. You started talking about a European tour all of a sudden. Did I just hear that, or was that in the realm of possibility? Because I could hear your music in Paris, or during the riots. They need music.
We'll be instigating the riots.
They need it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, we don't want her to take Joey to Europe.
Yeah, we need to.
They always come back.
I wish you the best.
Now I assume.
Definitely I'm hoping that we will continue playing and traveling and doing with the music whatever the heart leads us to, because when we're in tune and we're dialed into the frequencies, anything is possible.
That's right. That's my philosophy too. Absolutely. Oh man, this is fun. In case you just joined us on Facebook or KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, we're talking with Lucy Morningstar and Roy Yamada and Brett Swearington and Joey Reyes with the Lucy Morningstar Band. You could just call it Morningstar. It's such a great name. But it's good to know that...
May have been taken.
It may have been taken. It might have. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Morningstar. Anyway. So, where to next? No definite plans other than possibly Lahaina? I just think
say
it,
We're right here in the moment, right here.
right here.
We're where we want to be.
Could be out busking in front of the
Being there
building.
now, that connection with the moment is going to draw the next opportunity. To
That's
us.
right. And it goes out to you. I got a call from a friend last week. He said I was listening on KAKU in Washington. He was living in Washington. So we have listeners and people sometimes watching on Facebook all over the world. So who knows? Might get a call from Paris. Which somehow translates to come and play for us. I don't know why Paris is in my mind, but it is. Maybe that's where I want to be.
You mean
kind
the
of-
promoter?
Well, they got the new president, and he's more of a centrist. So hopefully things will go well. It's a world of change right now. It's amazing the changes that are going on, and all we can do is strap ourselves in and and hold our breath sometimes. So your music it does have some philosophy to it. It does have good heartful feeling. Are you a Buddhist? Do you chant? What's your secret, Lucy? Meditate.
Thank you.
Yes. Yoga.
I would say I consider myself to be a spiritual warrior and a woman who is not religious per se, but open to all religions being a part in a way of that I accept the positive elements of everything that I see in that. If that is what influences someone to be connected with themselves, then I want that to exist for them. And in my prayers and my highest hopes, I send out the best energies that I can, which I think come back full-heartedly in every way when we wish well upon other people. And that comes back down to the simplicity of just the little things in life, the things that your friends do for you, and the things that make you miss people when they're far away, and you know that the care that they have for you is individual. It's very special that we can be a thread in a huge world like this, and our intention is magnified so massively that it can reach people on the other side of the world. The fact that you're here week after week and that draws the energy of someone who is far, far away but feels so connected to you and your show, I mean, that is reason enough, I feel, to put out there what you've got, if it's a song or a story. And it's a reason for someone else to feel happy. And sharing joy is the greatest gift in life, really. I mean, being able to have joy, because we don't always feel good. And for the times when we hurt or when we're down, there's someone there who also puts out that intention or that prayer that reaches us, sometimes even in an invisible way that might not appear on the surface, but it is present, and the particles of what we're doing here on this planet is why we are so connected in a telepathic way. And I think, all people are connected telepathically, and our minds are able to do so much more than what we initially start out thinking. And actually, as children, it seems like children do have the strongest connection initially to their psychic selves or their self that allows them to just be divine and shine into the world what they are as natural being. So, in that way, I am just, I'm glad that we all have such intense but our relations are so strong in that it brought us together, it brought this room together, and the vibes are going to continue to blast off.
All right.
I know that was a little roundabout way.
That's all right. That was like
I'm with you.
visiting the first church of Lucy Morningstar. Right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right. And you're not just preaching to the choir either, I'm telling you. Yeah. That would be a good name for a song, Preaching to the Choir.
Thank you, yes.
And Roy continues to get call after call after call.
I was supposed to pick up my girlfriend from the airport. She's coming in from London.
Well, you're close
Oh,
by.
really?
I'm close by, so
Yeah.
she's already landed, but she's got to wait for her bag, so I'm just going to tell her to call me when she gets her bags.
Aww.
Great.
And
All
listen to the radio while she's there.
Well, fortunately, I don't know fortunately, but we've only got about, 10 minutes or so left to hear more music and talk story, find out what you guys are up to and what's behind all this. I can tell right now, just from Roy's story and Lucy, that how you grow up has a tremendous effect on what you become. And we've seen that over and over again with wonderful musicians who came from a nurturing musical environment with the family, like you say, the different family members getting together. And that's such a tradition here in Hawaii with the porch side playing and Kanakapila, exactly, is the word. I knew I had it in there, and that just brings music into the lives of people who, sometimes don't have anything else to kind of lean on. And you can lean on music and trust music. And ever so often a song comes up, and I think of about a time years ago that I had forgotten about, but that one song just brings those memories. So,
Well, before we do one more song, which I really want to hear one more song, I just want to ask the other guys what other bands you are playing with, because I know people jam with other people.
Well, I've got this R&B group. There's this R&B project up in KAKU that I play with on a weekly basis. Learn some standards, you know.
well, we love the R&B and Motown.
Yeah,
That's
so-
kind
and
of what
it's-
our band is based on, and
Yes,
you've
it's you
enjoyed.
guys.
Yeah,
We're the band you're talking about.
It's you guys.
oh, that's us. Oh,
It's you guys, and it's been
Yeah.
really good practice for me, reading charts and stuff, so
yeah.
that I'm able to stay busy. And like when
Keep
somebody
your
like
hands on the strings.
yeah, when somebody like Lucy comes by, I feel like I can sit back and play with these guys.
Yeah.
You do.
And what fun!
yeah.
You guys sound just terrific, and it's hard to believe that you've only been playing together for a short time, but that's really where talent is at. When you
Yeah, that's it.
you should be able to
That's,
sit in with anybody and play. What is that?
That's Ten Delicious. That's me and my friend Kareem's other band that we got going on.
Ten
Delicious. Yeah.
Now, are there
Lolina.
10 people in the
No,
group?
just me and him.
Oh, two
It's-
guys.
And an iPad, like a bunch of music I made on an iPad, and I play my kit with it.
Oh.
And he gets on the mic and entertains the audience. Well, when
good.
we have an audience, it's usually just in a rehearsal studio. But
Yeah.
needs
10
an audience.
Delicious.
So you have a whole band in a box, and
Yeah.
then you play, I see, and
Yeah.
he sings.
and he sings, and he's a very entertaining guy.
Well,
I'll
that's
tell you,
important.
for people who don't know, if you've ever thought about playing music and maybe you don't play an instrument, pick up a copy on your computer of GarageBand. There's a few others, and you'll be amazed. The little theme song that I play at the beginning and the other one at the end of my show, first and second tries I did with GarageBand. Took a few hours. But I came up with music. I was, what?
It can make anybody write music.
Yeah,
It's
so,
amazing.
there's no excuse not to create music. Even if you don't have a band, you can't play an instrument, check out GarageBand. What's another one?
The other, I use GarageBand. That's what I
you
use on
do,
my
too.
iPad. Yeah,
It
it's all
seems
done on
easiest
GarageBand.
of
Yeah,
some
it's
of
super
them.
easy. I
Some
mean,
of
if I can do it.
Yeah, you'll
okay.
never be bored if you are involved in music.
What
Because there's
happened
always
with
more
Joey?
to learn.
He disappeared just like that.
Well,
He'll
we
be right
we
back.
I'm
can't
just
play.
getting married.
So, Roy, who else do you play with?
I play with my whoever's around, different people.
Kane Kapila.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just whomever. My daughter, her boyfriend, my son once in a while. Different people. If they're wanting to play, I'm more than happy to play.
Well, you mentioned your brother.
Yeah, my brother's on the Big Island.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could phone it in.
Yeah. well, nowadays he wants to play with me, so that's a plus.
Oh, good. All right.
So it's
Yeah,
not like
get the
now we're
brothers
gonna
back.
fight out of here, yeah.
Yeah, so he plays guitar too?
He plays bass.
Oh, bass. So you got 2/3 of a band right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And like
handy.
most of my family, they're musicians also. So, but the
Oh,
good
great.
thing about music, not everyone can do it. It's a gift. So it's good to share your gift, your music with other people, so they can have that feeling, And a lot of times, a lot of other musicians, they're judging what you're putting out, but actually it's what comes from inside of you. And if it touches somebody, you've done your job. That's
It's
what I see.
true that a lot of times the audience members feel that they've accomplished something when you're finished with a song. They feel like they participated, and
Yes,
That's
of
what you're
course.
saying,
Because
yeah.
it is a gift. So like when you give your gift freely to everybody, they're gonna appreciate it a lot more than having to pay admission at the door or whatever it might be, because we all can't do music. So the people who can't do the music, they'll be like, "Oh, that's so good! I love that," and you're making a statement right there. making other people feel good.
Do you have another gift for us?
Yeah.
Unwrap another one of those goodies.
Okay, we'll pull one out.
All right.
Why don't we play Mother Nature in the spirit of Mother's Day?
That's right. Yeah, Mother's Day is coming up.
Happy Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it for the water. Let's do it for the land. Let's do it for each other. Just because we can. Every sister and brother. Lend this world a helping hand. We can't do it by ourselves. By working for the land. This is our one chance to make amends. This is our one chance to make amends. Do it for the mother. Mother Nature. Let's be each other's saviors. Giving what we can. This is our one chance to make amends. This is our one chance. This is our one chance to make amends. Let's preserve what we've got and appreciate one another. This is our one chance to make amends. This is our one chance. This is our one chance to make amends.
Well, that's about all the time we have here on KAKU 88.5 FM. Thanks to Lucy Morningstar, Roy Yamada, Brett Swearington, and Joey Ray's Lucy Morningstar Band. I'm Bill Best with Bobbie D. Best. Thanks to Maui Toyota
Every sister.
and Aloha. Thank you so much.